Howdy doody, everyone. Welcome to DansDen Live number 58. And I am getting a little bit lost with the numbers now because I've taken some episodes and kind of overlooked them, jumped over them. I'm now in that place where I'm like, wait, what number am I on? Because it was easy when I started. You start on day 1, that was episode 1, that was Monday. And then you go to episode 5, which was the Friday. And so you'd start with episode 6. And it was an easy way to not like run through the numbers. But now I've missed days. I'm kind of like, wait, it's Monday, but it's not going to be a 5 or a 0. Where am I? So I believe I'm on 58 now. I believe. I checked the last one. The last one was 57. So this should be 58. I should be right. If the numbers have got skew-riffed at any point, then it's not my problem. It's not my fault. I can count, I promise. I just got to count from the last number. That's all I got to do. Yeah, so welcome indeed. Hey, Abby, what's up? You thought Saturday was Sunday. I wish Saturday was Sunday. I don't know about you, Abby, but last Sunday, the weekend anyway, was chill. I had a good time. It was all right. So it's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new day. What is that? Oh God, now I'm gonna have to Google what song that is. It's a new day. Hang on. Where are we? Where can I go? It's a new day. How are you, Abby? Anyway, sorry. While I Google this, what's going on with you? I'm just gonna Google these lyrics and find out, because now I feel like I'm gonna. Oh no, here we go. Feeling good. That's right. It's a new day. It's a new day. That's what it is. Michael Bublé. Michael, I think. Yeah, that's right. It is that. I know that actually who made that song first? Because there was a version of it done by Muse, which I really liked as well. But hang on, because I know it's a really old song, not by Michael Bublé. There's Muse, Nina Simone. There we go. I knew it was an old one. Yeah. Nina Simone in 1965. That's an old song. And it was done by Avicii as well. And God, view 10 more. Bloody hell, it's been copied to crap. People love this song. They love it. No, Michael Bublé obviously sung a lot of songs, right? And he did a lot of covers. Do like him. He's cool, but I don't choose his music. But, I know when Christmas time comes around, his bank account overflows and we love it. Yeah, it's been covered a lot, but I know by Michael Bublé. Absolutely correct answer. Well done. Ding, ding, ding. Points for you, Abby. Congratulations. What's Psych to Go? Well, I know that's a YouTube channel, isn't it? Why are you referencing that? Because I know that is a YouTube channel. And what are you referencing? Because I think I actually use one of their videos in my I used it in one of my classroom sessions, Psych to Go. They do some really good videos. There was another one I copied, which is really good. Really, really good. But it wasn't Psych to Go. I can't remember who it was, but they were great. You just thought you mentioned them. Shout out to Psych to Go. All right, we love to see it. Superb. Great stuff. So, so how is Abby living? You haven't said how your weekend was and how everything's been going there. Yeah. Well, actually, I need to. Right. We haven't read any of the books lately. I need to get to this. So I'm going to start setting some ground rules here so that we can actually get to following the structure, because naturally, I imagine someone will come in and, oh, I see, that was your weekend. That was you just watching them all weekend. Fine. Did you have any particulars that stood out? Because some of those can be great. Yes, I know there's a pattern where I start and I'm like, I don't know how long this is going to go on for, but I'm going to put a limit on it. So, for example, this one, hour and a half max. I think I'm just going to set an hour and a half max limit on all of the videos now, because as much as I know that it's great that we can talk about stuff, I think it knocks into, basically, I don't know when to have my time available after that. So it's really hard for me to schedule stuff after that. So what I'm going to say is hour and a half, every video, that's it. When 90 minutes hits, we're done. We finished. We're over. If it happens to finish before that, fine. If it happens at 9:30, 90 minutes, then we're done. Also, I got a message from a delivery company saying I should have a parcel delivered today by 11:38. And I think Abby, it's now 12:05. So, they could come at any time. And unfortunately, it's quite a large parcel. So when I do hear the door, I'm going to have to go away. Might be a second. Just a little second. But yeah, just so you know. I helped you. Oh, right. Okay. And now it does go quickly. But, I like that only because It means that we're all having a good time here. If this felt like a drag to anyone, then obviously I guess they wouldn't log in. They would just be like, "This is boring. I'm leaving," which also sucks. But yeah, I like some of these, and I like the fact they're really quick. They're nice and easy, short, quick, they're concise, and the views are impressive. So clearly, this is a very, very good channel. How many subscribers have they got? Oh my god, 3.5 million. Fair play. Well done. Well done, Psych to Go. Well done. I'm really proud of, I was on TikTok this morning, scrolling, and this is going to be patronizing as hell, but I don't care. I'm just really proud of the way that the new generation are not like the people that, like, I guess in their kind of 20s, basically. So last generation, which gen is that? Oh my god, I don't know. I just don't know. Generation, is it? It's not Gen Z. Gen Z is not it, is it? Hang on. Also known as the Zoomers. Is that? Did we jump over Gen Y? Gen Y, Generation Y. Hang on. What's the age range? So that's millennials. Yeah, right. Well, I'm Gen Y, 26 to 40. I'm a millennial. Yeah, that's correct. So Gen Z is what age range? What's the age range for Gen Z? Born after about 1995 or 1996. So 95, 96 is Gen Z. Okay, so after that time. So then I guess what we're coming up to now is, what would you call the people after that? Gen A? Because this is getting silly now. And also, how did we go through the letters? How did we decide that it started Gen X, Generation X, otherwise known as boomers? So 77 to 85. But this is ridiculous. Oh, right. They were, okay, beginning as early as 1960. So they're 1965 to 9. Because I was going to say, I'm a crossover. I'm literally on the crossover between Gen X and, but I haven't boomed any children out. So I guess we're fine. Contact Gen Z. I know. It's unbelievable. Sorry, I'm done. Here we go. So they show up, don't sign in and then disappear. Yeah, this is true. This is what happens. Exactly. Do we really need to have weird space names to identify a generation? You can use all these names for a futuristic space. It's true though, I think it's human nature. I want to say, Abby, it's human nature that what we want to do is we want to label things, because, to be honest, it's funny. Like we say, like, oh, just stop labeling, blah, blah, blah. But we need to label stuff, because actually, if you tried to go a day without calling something what it was, you'd struggle. A flask, from a flask to a microphone to a monitor, yada yada. And then, of course, when it comes into societies and cultures, we still want to be able to identify certain things. But the problem that we have with labels is not the fact that we label things, it's how we define the labels. And I've said this for years, and I'm just like constantly, it's not the labeling that's the problem, it's how we define it. It's the definition behind the label that is the problem, right? Don't label them space names. Gen Z contacting Gen X. Where is Gen ZY? Contacting Gen AQ? I know what you mean. Yeah, it's absolutely correct. Don't name the storms with human names. That's a weird one as well. I don't know why we decide or how we decide those things. One thing I did notice was that when they named, when they named hurricanes, there's like a pattern, and I think it's like they go male to female or something like that. I think I don't know why they do that. I mean, I personally feel like it's a bit problematic in a way, but actually in the way, why not? If we're gonna give storms human names, why not give them gender neutral names? Right? There you go. So you're Storm Abigail. But why? But then it's short for Storm Abs. Give it a little bit of Storm Abs. And then Abs is also a male name and a female name, and therefore we're not gendering it. We're just like, that's the name. Storm Alex. Is it a boy or a girl? Who cares? It's a storm. It's going to kill people. Let's just worry about that, shall we? Yeah. But then I guess in that same vein, we could not care about naming it at all and be like, well, it's killing people. What does it matter? So again, it was the first time we officially named by the Met Office of the United Kingdom. Oh, fun fact from you, Abby. We love to see it. Didn't know that. Well, there you go. And wait, hang on. Uh-oh, Abby, wait. Just, okay. Can you drop me a hint in here of the year you were born? Because I want to see if there's a connection. Unless already you know. So where is... No, not... Bloody hell. Here we go. Right. Oh, wait. Well, the fact was right there. Oh, okay then. No, fair enough. Never mind. Don't worry. Don't answer that, Abby. Forget it. Yeah, 2015. I thought maybe you'd be called after Storm Abbey. I thought it'd be, pretty cool. You were born during the storm, so they called you Storm Abbey because you survived the storm and something really cool. But no, you're not 5 years old, so we can't do that, can we? You were definitely born. Yes, you were 100% born before then, unless you really are older than you say you are. No, wait, you are wise beyond your years. What if you were actually 5 years old, but you've grown into a much older person and there's actually something in there? What's up, Ethan? What's good? Huh? It's not. What do you mean I'm not cool? How dare you, Ethan? Just welcome to the room. Abby's just moving around here, calling me uncool. I think that's really unfair. Is there a Storm Ethan? Let's see if there's a Storm Ethan. Hang on. Storm Ethan. Let's have a look, because Storm Ethan. Winter Storm Ethan. There is a Storm Ethan. Winter Storm Ethan. And Winter Storm Ethan seems to be more popular in the States. Hypothetical hurricanes. Storm Ethan is a Cat 2 hurricane that caused $230 million in damage. 25 million deaths. Whoa. That's insane. No. This is hypothetical hurricanes, though. Oh, it's fictional. Whew, I was going to say that. Oh, my God. Sorry, I just got really whoa. Whoa. What else? Winter Storm Ethan brings White Christmas to Midwest. This is 2017. Let's have a look at this. I agree. Come on, Huffington Post. Tell me what it's all about. Thank you, Ethan. Yeah, Dan is cool. How dare you? I know Ethan's got a whole descriptor in front of his storm name. But Abigail, you are the original. You have a special thing. You could be Met Office Storm Abigail if you wanted. I don't know. There hasn't been a storm, just Storm. I don't want to know that Storm, because if there's a storm that is literally just called Storm in capital letters, all of them, that immediately sounds quite foreboding and quite scary. That's a little bit just Storm. Hey guys, do you remember Storm? Well, yeah, we had a storm 2 months ago. No, Storm. Do you remember that? That'll be that'll be the post-apocalyptic time when we're calling people just Gen everything. Yes, the Gen Z faction. Yes, I remember. Yeah. After Storm, bloody hell! I swear there's a full storm. Exactly. It sounds like the end of the world. It's not. No. We don't want that. No, we do not want that. But Winter Storm Ethan will bring snow and gusty winds to the northeast for Christmas Day. Yeah, so this is kind of New York, Toronto, that area. So actually, no, it misses New York. It grazes New York just very carefully. But you're looking in Canada here. So Albany. Oh, no, not quite. No, you're not. There's Boston, Bangor, Burlington, Montreal, Quebec City. So yeah, northeast US, and then quite a large amount of Canada, actually. That's quite frightening. All right, Ethan, calm down. Chill out. Bloody hell. You really are going for it, you? Give it some. Yeah, where few people survived the storm, exactly, and it destroyed everything. Storm. I know that there's actually a thing. If I put it in capital letters, right? What comes up? Show results for Storm. Right. Storm. There's Storm Watches. Oh, Storm Watches. I used to love Storm Watches. They used to be my favorite. No, I lied. That was Fossil. But Storm Watches are still pretty cool. But no, I'm not. Did I misspell Storm? Why is it telling me that's what it's looking for? No, Storm. For some reason, Google thinks I typed in SRORM, SRORM. I don't know why it would do that. I swear there's a fictional group called Storm, and I can't remember what it's from. Hang on, Storm Fiction. Let's see. I don't want Storm novels. No, they're from something. Trying to find Storm. Where is it from? Where is it from? Oh, it's going to drive me mad. One of you will probably say it, but I can't find it. And everything just looks grey. Yeah, probably. Yeah, because there'll be places where it'll be like winter post-apocalyptic, and then along the equator it'll be just like sand and dry post-apocalyptic, and then some people will be. I think in a way, if the world were to fully go post-apocalyptic, you would have all of the different types of post-apocalypse. Like you'd have the sandy deserts with the windstorms. You'd have the winter storms that would never end. You have the places where it's nighttime all the time, I reckon. Then you have places where the sun never drops or whatever. And you'd have like your underwater places. I feel like people would slowly eventually build a civilization underwater, and then we'd find Cthulhu and all that jazz would take place. It'd be mental. I love it. Yeah, I could absolutely, Ethan. We interrupt this program to warn you about storm arrival. Please stay inside till storm has passed. Yeah, absolutely. You just got this on your news. Met warning: lightning storms hit UK today. What storm is that called? Up to 2 inches of rain to fall in 3 hours. My God, if the world was going to death and murder would increase. Well, yeah, because the storm would murder everyone. No? Is that not what you meant? You mean people on people murder and so on? Do you know what? It would be unfortunate because, I mean, to be fair, actually, I don't know. Hang on. Sorry, I've got to respond. I'm just got to respond to this message. I'll tell you this now. I was in a meeting just before this. It went on at 11:30 and it got to like 5 to 12. And I was like, guys, I've got to go because I've got to go live. So I'll see you later. And my colleague who I'm working on project. Oh, someone is cooking like fish and chips or something. Oh my God. Oh, food. And so I've got the message from my colleague saying, you left me here in this meeting. So I'm just going to send them a voice note back. Hang on a minute. Hi, Sarah. I'm currently live on YouTube and everyone here knows that I'm sending this voice note to you. But yes, I'm so sorry because I had to go live at 12. So I had to leave, but I didn't want to interrupt what was going on there. It sounded riveting, but I had to go. So sorry about that. I'm sure I'll find out if there's anything I need to do, but I will get back to you later. All right. Much love. Bye. I always say much love to my colleagues because, just because we work together doesn't mean we can't show some love. It's just, that's that. You can't shout, hey. Oh, yeah, no, wait. Oh, sorry. Oh, God. Hang on. Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Sarah. Also, everyone on the live says, hey. They've got upset because I didn't tell you that they shouted, hey. So they're saying, hey. Sorry. Hey, everyone from the live. There we go. There we are. So, Lightning McQueen storm. I don't mind that kind of storm. If the world was going polar, no, unless they survived the storm. Mind you, if the sun wasn't shining in some places, no trees, yeah, that's what I mean, and no food. So it would get pretty mental. I mean, I don't think that there were many really serious casualties from the pillaging of toilet roll during that pandemic. That was a whole damn pandemic of its own. It was weird, global toilet roll pandemic, But I do feel like if it came down to resources, yeah, probably the murder rates and stuff would go up, and it's unfortunate. I don't, and it's really sad because it's part of the conversation I'm having at the moment out there, and I'm not going to go into it too deep. Is simply the fact that right now the human race doesn't have the capability or the stability to be able to handle apocalypse, and I do feel like we could at one day, but right now I don't feel we can't because there is, of course, so much lack of trust and there's so much lack of community focus and stuff like that. That unfortunately it builds a very us versus them mentality in many different facets. So yeah, I don't feel like we would survive an apocalypse. I think we screwed that up pretty badly, to be honest with you. So they die unless they steal oxygen masks. Well, yeah. No, we couldn't act civilized over toilet roll. Do you know what I mean? And that's simply wiping your butt, not feeding your mouth. So God only knows. God only knows what would happen there. Oh, God. Blech. How dull. How dull. Yeah. So Ethan, what are you thinking about all this? Because you're sat there. I imagine you're playing something at the same time. But nonetheless, I mean, what are your thoughts about? Hey, oh, look at that. So you've added in. There we go. Good man. You heard me going. What does Ethan have to say though? I want to know what Winter Storm Ethan has to say. Oh my God! For this episode, can I just refer to you as Storms? I'd love it. If you had to leave someone in an apocalypse, who would it be? Oh, don't ask me that question, Ethan. Why are you going so dark, mate? Oh, Abby, straight up. I felt like you didn't even need to breathe. You literally didn't even breathe in for that. You literally just like, boom, there you go. That's a bit harsh, Abby. That's a bit harsh. Those are not the worst people you want to leave behind, is it? Come on now. Honestly. You straight up, literally, like I bet you didn't even blink. There was no thought. You saw it and went, fucking teachers, get them. I was like, oh, okay, wow, okay. Damn. All right. Who would I leave behind if there was an apocalypse? That's such a controversial question that I don't want to answer it. I'm gonna wuss out of it. I'm actually gonna wuss out of it. I'm not answering it. I'm gonna be a total wuss. I'm not gonna answer it. Ha ha. And actually, here's the cop out reason and justification behind that. Is it's hard to leave anyone behind because I think it's immoral and unethical to decide who is valuable in this world and who isn't. Like that's really where I sit. It's hard to decide who is valuable and who isn't. You could leave people behind based on their values and beliefs and stuff like that, but then ultimately, how do you really know? You could leave people behind based on your perceived idea of their skill set, and you'd be like, well, I don't know actually if that is useful or not, and it would be to be too risky to leave that behind. Like I know there are some people out there who'd say like, oh, I'd leave behind like non-skilled workers and stuff like that. It's like, well, every worker is valuable, every single one of them. And this is funny because this might go over your head. You might not be interested in this, but at the same time, when the quarantine kicked in, a lot of people left England and went back to what would have been their kind of national place of birth, if you like. So people might have gone back to Poland, gone back to Romania, and then as we're slowly reopening, Boris Johnson actually said, "Can you come back, please? Because we're going to rebuild the economy." So it's kind of funny because it's like, not even to say that they're low-skilled workers at all. That's not what I'm suggesting, but it's like all people are useful here. We need everyone, as many hands on this as possible, because all of these tasks that need to get done in order for us to just go through basic day-to-day activity as a nation are required to be done. And if they're not, then we will struggle to progress. So it's hard to make that call. It'd be hard to make that call. You'd leave everyone go solo. There you go, Ethan. There it is. You'd be a lone ranger, a rogue out in the apocalypse until death. What a time. The thing is, I understand that process as well, because it means you don't have to rely on anyone else and no one has to rely on you, and it kind of keeps you safe in that, and there's solitude in that, and it's almost romanticized that element of I'll do this alone. I wouldn't choose that myself. I would rather have people around me than not, because I just think about what the hell happened to me during quarantine. I can't deny it's had an impact. Like doing this and living this way, I'm really missing, just going to work and just being around people more often and leaving the house more often. And so I just think, I don't think I'd survive. I don't think I'd be okay. I really don't. I mean, if you watch I Am Legend, for example, that's kind of a glimpse. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's a glimpse. And he even had a dog. He wasn't completely alone. He had a dog. So something, yeah. So your bullies, unless they said sorry, then I may help, unless the scenario is too risky. See, that's the thing. You've also got to weigh up risk. And I think that's another thing. Like in what I was thinking, in what scenario is it like you're definitely not going to die, but they will? Then absolutely, I'm going to save them. If I know I'm not going to die, or I'm not going to put myself at risk to help someone else, then hell yeah, why? I don't care what their beliefs are. I'm like, yes, I will help them. Absolutely, I'll help them. But if I come into myself thinking I could lose my life risking, my life for theirs, that's a different conversation. And again, it kind of is like, what is the risk? How do you weigh it up? And it's an honest question to ask, because it's like, is it worth it? It's not about the perceived value of their life. It's actually the value I have of my life and what I'm willing to risk to save someone else. And I know that, that sounds very unheroic and stuff like that, but this ain't a movie. And I think it speaks to that quote from Mike Tyson. He said, everyone has a plan. And this was in regards to boxing, but it certainly is relevant to so many things. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So what he's saying is a boxer can plan a whole fight out in their head. They can say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Da, 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 da. But you're not, as a boxer, there's a less likely chance you're going to plan to get hit. And in that case, you won't know where you're going to get hit. So once you get hit, it could knock your whole plan off and suddenly you have no plan and you're lost in the weeds. So it speaks to this element of you can make plans and you could decide what you're going to do in a moment, but you actually have no idea what you're really going to do until that moment comes along. And again, you can't plan for that moment to come along. It is like a punch in the face. It comes out of the blue. You're just like, what the hell? Bah! And you don't really know. So we'd like to think, and I've always said this as well, we'd like to think that in certain moments we do this and we do that, and that's what I would do, and da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. But actually, until we're put in that situation, we actually don't know what we would do. And again, that situation can present itself in so many different ways that we wouldn't know exactly if that one way to respond to it is the right way to do it every single time. You know, like, for example, I'm sure you two have heard this. So many people would say, you know, if someone said that to me, I'd knock them out, or if someone said that to me, I'd slap them, or whatever, you know, and I'd say this and I'd say that. But then the reality is some of the time these things do happen and they don't do that. And that's fine. Like, that's okay. It's probably for the better that they don't lash out and create more of a scene that's necessary. But it speaks to this element of no one knows what they're actually going to do until it happens. Right? No one knows. Even I can speak to that. I actually, you know, I've run this process through my head, and I'll be very candid and honest here. I ran this process in my head of what would happen if I came across a really angry, aggressive learner in any situation. Because I've worked with young people for years, and I thought, what would happen if there was a learner who really was having a really violent, angry episode? What would I do? And I was thinking to myself, I'd do this and I'd do that. Obviously, I wouldn't fight them. I wouldn't shout at them and nothing. But I would do this and that and da 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 da. And I'd say this and yada yada. And then one day it actually happened, and I did nothing. I did none of those things. I literally just stood there. I just stood there. And it turns out, according to everyone who watched and watched this happen, what I did was absolutely perfect. It was fine. It was great. It was the best thing I could have done, right? So actually it worked out better than I didn't do all of the things that I planned to do. But the interesting thing was I was telling myself, these are what I would do because this is what I feel is the right thing to do. But again, when the moment came along, that's not what I did at all. At all. Not in the slightest. Because yeah, you just don't know. You just don't know. All right, is there a storm Twigsy? Let's have a look, see if there's such a thing as storm Twigsy. Let's go. Oh, I did not know that Twigsy is a character in World of Warcraft. There you have it. Look at that. And there isn't a storm Twigsy. There's images for storm Twigsy, which is strange. But oh no, there aren't. There aren't even that. Nope. No storm. Nope. None of that. None at all. None at all. None at all. None at all. Just enjoying saying it, to be honest. None at all. No, Storm Twigsy's not a thing, unfortunately. I'm sure there is. Hang on a moment. Let me just see and Google if there is a storm for your legal name, Twigsy. Hello, by the way. Welcome. Hi. It's just because you're here, and I thought, okay. Oh, it's not storm. It's hurricane. You're a hurricane, which again, pretty dope, to be honest. 1983, hurricane. So there you go. We'll call it Hurricane Twigsy. And allegedly, you were pretty strong. Highest winds were 115 miles an hour. That is ridiculous. That is 150 miles an hour winds. Whew. So the damages caused $3 billion. Wow. $3 billion damage. Hurricane. Wow, there you go. Well, there you go. If you have a plan and everything goes right in that plan, people won't get scared. But if you don't have a plan and everything just happens, people will be scared. They're true, yeah, maybe. But again, I think here's the other thing. Hurricane Abby. Oh, you got two. All right, Abby, there's no need for that. Chill out. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's true. You're right, Ethan. Actually, having a plan is better, and it is better. But there's a phrase, there's a quote, which is, "The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry." And what that's saying is you can plan and plan and plan and plan and plan. And, you know, you could say that things will work out. But when you're planning for something that has unpredictable outcomes, and you're planning for something that has unpredictable events, it's really, really hard to actually know how that's going to play out so that you can execute your plan. For example, and we can put it this way. What is it, the common thing that everyone says? Oh, zombie apocalypse, right? So the plan... so my colleague says hey back to everyone. So hello, hi. So the plan could be in a zombie apocalypse. I heard so I go straight to the supermarket. I get all the food I could, lock my windows and lock my doors and and keep myself in here and and I'd find, I'd arm myself and go get knives and so on and weapons and things like that. And this is where those plans fall apart. And this is why I think we wouldn't survive a zombie apocalypse. And I don't think a zombie apocalypse is something that actually, honestly, in reality, could actually happen. I don't really genuinely think it could. And not in the way that it's written in fiction anyway, because technically you have to die first and then your body's reanimated. But the problem with that is that our body, when it dies, could not move. It couldn't. And also, for example, the strength of zombies is unrealistic. There's so many things that are just unrealistic with it. It doesn't work. So I don't think it would work that way. So yeah, that would be the plan. But then you think, oh yeah, that's perfect. I'll just go to the shop. And yet, right? A virus outbreak happened this year and people couldn't buy toilet paper. I went to Co-op at one point, I remember, and the shelves were empty. They were empty. And you think if it was like a proper apocalypse like that, like a zombie apocalypse, you think people would be queuing up to buy things? Or do you think they'd be ransacking the shelves and emptying those fuckers out and taking everything for themselves? Right? People with 4x4s, people with trucks. And then, of course, what would happen is people who had vehicles would be ransacked by people who don't have vehicles. There would be looting. People would absolutely be raiding each other's houses. They would not give a crap that you're trying to board up your windows. It would be bedlam. So all of those plans about I do this and I do that and I'd have weapons, like other people wouldn't have weapons. Like other people wouldn't know that other people had weapons and they bring their own weapons. It would turn to bedlam, right? So all those plans that we would have would actually fall apart really quickly because, again, we forget that we think that we'll just be able to go and do our thing while the rest of the world is doing their thing and it'll be fine. No, everyone would probably have a similar plan and we'd be screwed. I even remember talking about this with my partner. So my partner used to work in a distribution company where they distribute food, right? Food to restaurants, schools, loads of places that sell food. And so, of course, we talked about this in a joke and And in her role, she would actually have access to this depot, this place where a lot of food is stored. And of course, you'd be like, put a limit number on who could be in and who's out. And it's a large depot. So it's very hard to get in because of the fence. So it's a fenced area. So a lot of people wouldn't be able to get in there. But the problem with that again is how do you decide who gets to stay and who doesn't? And also everyone has family members. So you've also got to make sure you're spreading the food around equally. And how do you decide how it's kept? How do you decide who gets to go out and run missions? See, it's like a video game. It's not a video game. Do recon missions, like go out there and find other food sources. How do you decide that? And also, people will know that depot is full of food. So again, a large number of people will raid that place. And so again, it becomes unrealistic because it's like, yeah, it might feel safe, but not for very long. That place will eventually run out of food. It'll eventually run out of resources, and there'll be a lot of people in there, and eventually it'll fall apart. So it's the whole idea of you can plan all you like, but the problem is until it actually happens, you have no idea how you can lay that out there. I love having these talks about zombie apocalypses though, because it's just fun. Don't know why. It's fun. So hang on, you run to the countryside. See, I thought about that too. And actually the countryside makes sense, but then there's this concern I have. And this is all based off the idea of what would happen in a zombie apocalypse, which is based off film and media, right? So there's a scene in The Walking Dead where they're out in the countryside and it's season 2 and they're in this like farm area. For those of you who've seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, don't worry. I'm not really, I am spoiling it actually, but I mean, it's been out long enough, so I don't care. 2006 or something, this came out. So in the second season, they're out in the countryside. They're away from everything, and they're able to have a farm, and they're able to be chill, and everything's cool. And there's a couple of zombies milling around, and they can take care of them because there's a few of them. And it's fine. But what they're not aware of is that zombies move, right? And of course, in the countryside, you are surrounded by very heavily populated urban areas where there's going to be a lot more people, therefore a lot more zombies. And what happened was all the zombies moved, hundreds, thousands of them moved at once. So you're basically looking at, yes, you're out in the countryside away from everything and you have a view of, the kind of peripheral horizon perhaps around you. But at the same time, if you get swarmed all at once, yeah, that's it. Where are you going to go? There's no you really would have to prepare, like fully prepare for all. So you'd have to think of the finest. In fact, you know what? Let's do this now. Okay. From this point forward, let's plan how we would protect. Let's see if we can actually get a foolproof, because I'm going to be like damage control. I'll be the risk assessor to say, but what about, right? Let's plan this. Twigsy, you're on board. Here we go. We're going to actually create a foolproof zombie evacuation plan. Let's do this. So hang on, we got this. So I think people would be zombies that would just want to kill you. They wouldn't bite you. They can just use object like knives. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they could attack you. Raid your house, head to the countryside, take a lighter with you to start fires easy. Yeah, take your knives and baseball bats, because everyone has baseball bats kicking around. Abby, come on. Ethan's just killing everyone. Great. So again, helpful. So see, that's why you go alone, because everyone else would fight over things, toilet rolls, and even try to kill you. But the thing is, again, going alone means you are by yourself and you don't have to worry about that. But when you band together, you're stronger. If you're alone, you will come across a group of people and you will need to be careful about their intentions, right? They'll try to get you to follow them. And the problem is, let's say you're alone and you really need resources and you can see there's a place where there's a lot of people and they have everything you need. Of course, I'm sure Ethan's thinking, I'm going to go Rambo style. I'm going to go in there and kill them all. But now, then if you're in a group, you've got to worry about lone rangers like Ethan. Do you see what I mean? Like, even here, there's crossover. So you prefer Zed Nation to The Walking Dead. I haven't seen Zed Nation, but okay, you're going to have to keep on running, though. You are going to have to keep moving. Yeah, don't stop moving. Keep going. You're going to have to keep running. Dig an underground bunker. That would take a long time. Yes, because you'd also have to cement that bunker because you want to make sure the ground doesn't implode on you. So you'd have to get cement and stuff like that. So yeah, that is a good idea. Underground bunker, nicely hidden, so on. With all of the necessities like, lighting, make sure there's heating in there, not heating, but a way to cook things, etc. A small area is the best place to go as it's easier to protect. That's a good point. Start by gathering food from your house and go to small shops. Okay, so here we go. So we get resources. And obviously canned goods makes sense. So we get resources and canned goods. In fact, I want to start writing this out. Resources and canned goods. Okay. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm getting all these here. Okay. Yeah. So that's one. Just in case a swarm decides to move over, hide down in there. Sure, absolutely. Just don't make a sound or I'm pretty sure they get in. Well, yeah, no noise. You wouldn't be able to. But that's why a bunker would be great. If you're able to dig a bunker. And again, you've got to be careful. How big is this bunker? How big is it for? You could build a bunker with a base room, right? And then dig further down and underneath and make sure, of course, you're not hitting pipes and stuff because you want to be like that, right? Put loads of locks on it, like 11 locks. Yeah, I mean, you would have to do that as well. Bear in mind, again, you need resources for this. So this is the other thing. You need shovels, you need cement, you need a cement mixer. You need to make sure you had a door. You need to make sure you'll be able to make the bolts. And you need to think about who you have with you that can do all of this, because the internet has gone down, people. There's no internet anymore, okay? I mean, maybe if we're talking about the beginning of it, then sure. We still got some internet, but we need to make sure we have all of the information we need in order to make sure we can get the information we need to do all this. Because I don't know how to make a lock. I don't know. I mean, unless you've got 11 of the same ones where it's just like floop, bloop, like that, that flip, bloop. That's lock sound, by the way. And that's it. That's how it works. Ethan, what's your next step, though? So you basically hoard food, right? And again, you're thinking, you got to think carefully. How much? Because there's such a thing as too much, not from other people, but if you're going to move around, either you buy a lot of food because you're planning to stay still, or you take a little bit because you're moving around, right? So what's your plan? Are you planning to move around or stay still? What are you thinking? So now we've got wood, nails, and hammers as well. Where are we keeping all of this, and how are we transporting it? And you're taking your old garden with you. I love this. Where is all this going? Where is all of this going? What? You know what? This is a good exercise. This is a good exercise. In the world of Walking Dead, all the clocks are broken. Yeah, no, absolutely. There's weapons. And where are these weapons coming from? See, all of these questions are not being answered. We need to answer these questions. Are you staying still and moving around? How much food exactly do you need then? Where are you getting the wooden nails and hammers from? How are you keeping them? How are you transporting them? Right? But they would not be because they had batteries. But the batteries would run out. I think that that's in The Walking Dead. That was the purpose of that narrative, was to say that this has now been going on for so long that the batteries in clocks and watches are broken. They've died. So that's kind of a message to say this is like, it's like, I don't know how to say it in storytelling and writing. And this is actually good for you to know, Abby. You know, I said less is more, so you don't have to explain it. Sometimes you can just show things to tell a story. So in that, they're saying, no one has to say explicitly and like spoon feed it to the audience saying, well, of course, all the clocks died because that's lazy writing, to have to explain it, because then you'd have to explain everything. Well, you know, I guess last Wednesday it was, you know, this time, but I know that it wasn't that time because my watch broke. I guess all the batteries have died. It's just lazy and actually takes the attention away from the focus story. So instead, they just have all the watches stop. The clocks have stopped. And what that does is it gives the viewer this opportunity to use their imagination to go, holy crap, so much time has passed that the clocks have stopped. The batteries have died and run out. And it's kind of immersive then, because it means that you are in the place of them where they have no idea what time of day it is. They don't know what day it is. They have no idea. And neither do we. We don't. We don't know we don't know how much time has passed. We don't know what time of day it is. There's no idea of time apart from night and day. And that's all they have to go from as well. So it makes it more immersive, just to put you in that position of, instead of having it spoon fed to you and someone going, that is lazy writing. Oh, my watch has stopped. Oh, I guess all the batteries have died. It must have been so long. How long do you think it's just like, no one cares. Get on with the story, you know? But then, yeah, it's immersive because that's just something that's laid. It's like a little seed that's planted in the viewer's head of like, damn, so wait, what time is it? Huh? Oh, so they've just completely lost track of time. Time doesn't exist anymore. And that's why, what's his name? One of the characters in like the first couple of seasons talks about how important time is to keep track of. So he has a watch that he keeps going, but then he dies and it doesn't matter. Yeah. Here we go. Your kitchen, that's where the weapons are. Okay, so you've got some weapons in the kitchen. Okay. My kitchen. My kitchen. Where's my food coming from? My kitchen. Disgusting. Yep, I hear you. Okay then, so what's the next step? We haven't really clarified again how much food, or so you can drive out in a car and keep it in a room. So what do you mean? Wait, so hang on. You're driving where in a car and keeping it in what room? I'm really laying it down on you here. You have a foolproof plan, but it's too much to type. Well, we're doing it bit by bit here. Unfortunately, there's a lot of holes in your plan so far, Ethan, but is this part of the plan? There's a lot of holes right now. There's a lot to be figured out here, because you're saying you're going to drive away in a car, but leave your stuff in a room. But what do you mean? Where are you going? What's happening? You've got to think this through. And actually, also, when it comes to this sort of thing, I think one of the more terrifying things, I don't know about Z Nation, but The Walking Dead basically suggested this, is actually, once you've got used to the zombies are the least of your problems. And I actually think that's the correct thing. And 28 days later, it wasn't that case. So we also got to think about what type of, this is the other thing. What type of zombies are they going to be? Are they going to be the Walking Dead zombies? Are they Night of the Living Dead zombies? Are they Z Nation zombies? Are they World War Z zombies? Are they 28 days later zombies? Because all of those different zombies suggest very different things. I would really much prefer walking ones from The Walking Dead than the 28 days later ones. Because those, I want to watch that film again, actually. It's very good. But those zombies, hell to the no. They are terrifying. Because it's called Rage, isn't it? That's the virus called Rage. And they just run. They're brutal. They just run. That's it. They're the same zombies from Left 4 Dead, the video game. And they're, nah, I'm all right. No, I don't want it. Nope. Because again, there's nothing to suggest how strong they are either. Get a pickup truck, put loads of dry ice in the open boot, and throw your food in it. Okay. I love it. So the dry ice. Do you have any idea how hard it is? Talkers? You're kidding. You're kidding. That does sound okay. I'm sorry, Abby, but I don't know why, but that alone has made me think I don't really want to watch that. That sounds terrible. But the comedy drama series, is it? Action horror comedy drama post-apocalyptic television series. Okay, it's on Netflix. All right then. If it's comedy, that's fair. Because if they become talkers, that's fine. 5 seasons. Okay, then that sounds cool. Oh, so it's a whole show and it's finished. Okay, then 68 episodes. Okay. Okay. I might give that a go. It looks all right. Got a pretty good score on the IMDb as well, which is fair. 6.7 out of 10 for IMDb is not bad, considering how harsh people on IMDb are. So harsh. Actually, let me watch a trailer. When you said talkers, I thought they were trying to take it seriously, and I was like, nah, we're not. Nah, we're not doing it. Right. So, hang on. Nation trailer. Okay, right, here we go. I'm just gonna watch this trailer. It's like 2 minutes. Oh, there's a 30-second one. But no, because I just want the original 5 years ago. Yeah, let's give the original trailer, because otherwise I'm gonna get spoilers. I don't want to watch like season 2 trailer or anything like that. I just want to watch the one trailer. Here we go. 1 second, everyone.
I know you're out there. I can see you. Running, hiding, killing, surviving.
I know some of these actors. How fun is that? One of them look like Hugh Jackman.
I'm gonna tell you people, we've been getting our asses kicked. So, well, today's the day that all that changes.
You're looking at the only human known to have survived being bitten by a zombie. His blood carries the antibodies for the ZN1 virus.
Oh, he's been bitten enough times. Bloody hell.
We can get into the lab in California. They can use his blood to make more of the vaccine for the zombie virus.
Ooh.
This guy's been override. Looks like we're taking Mr. Congeniality to California.
This looks pretty good. I'm enjoying it. We do love the running ones. The running ones are far more entertaining than the walking ones. One thing I'd always wondered, to be fair, was in The Walking Dead, because they're walking, I always think, like, how do they catch up with anything? How do they creep up on anyone? It's always bugged me. That's the one thing that's like a big failing. Right, that looks good. I'm going to stop watching that trailer. It looks good. That looks great. But no, in The Walking Dead, there's always something that bothered me. It's just like zombies can just appear, like they weren't, like they're not groaning or they're not stumbling over things, tripping up on stuff, walking heavily or anything until they're like a meter away, arms reach, and then suddenly, wow, wow. And I'm like, guys, how did no one hear them coming? How? Because they definitely were making noise before that. And I just, again, to me, that's one thing that bugged me about The Walking. I love that show. I love it. And I actually haven't finished watching it, but it does bother me. Ooh, that's a very good shout. Hang on. My partner's just messaged me asking if we have burgers for thingy, and I don't think we have. I'll have a look. Wait, I'll have a look. I doubt it. Just trying to save the world right now. I'm just gonna let her know. I can't send her a voice note because she won't be able to listen to it straight away. So I send a text message. Just trying to save the world from zombies. From zombies with the students right now. There we go. Cool. Done. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I know. Wait. Also, they say hi. Also, they say Hi. I like doing that. I know you didn't really, but I'm going to say that you did anyway, you know. So hang on, let me catch up with everything you said. Sorry, I've been watching that trailer. So they began to talk like 5th season. Okay, I have a new foolproof plan. Ethan, go for it. They don't run. The Walking Dead, no, the Walking Dead zombies don't run. They do not run. They never run. They kind of like, you know. They don't run. Yeah. Hey, hello. Let's see if she says anything back. But I've sent that over. Hang on. I have an evil plan. Talking ones, the walking ones, the speedy ones. I swear they don't run. They don't run. I swear they like, you know, stumble. Like there's a bit of a jaunt, right? Ethan. Mate, do you know what? Foolproof. Kudos. Do you know, and it's depressing as hell, but actually in any show with zombies in it, whenever they enter a room and there's like people who've, you know, OD'd on pills or something or taking their own life, as sad as it is, I'm kind of like, that's like the only foolproof plan that there is. It's horrible. It really is horrible. But to me, it's just like, I mean, to some degree, I'm kind of thinking, well, because the scary part, I think the part that scares me the most about this theoretical zombie apocalypse situation is not actually the zombies themselves. It's not the zombies that scare me. It's other people. That's what scares me the most. It is literally other human beings out there, because you know that people would turn this into an absolute war, not against zombies, but against people, without question. You know they would. They would see it as an opportunity to run riot in the streets and kill whoever they wanted. They would see it as a free-for-all. And that's what scares me, because, of course, it wouldn't just be killing. And I'm not going to get too dark because I don't want to, but it wouldn't just be killing. And that's what scares me. That's the part that worries me. And what worries me about that is that zombies is theoretical. That stuff is actually already happening to some degree, and it's very possible. So that's why that scares me more. So in a way, I'm kind of like, do you know what? Fair play. Yeah, maybe take a couple of days, spend as much time as you can with the loved ones, and then go, right, do you know what? A week from now, we are done. So yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Also, why hasn't anyone in The Walking Dead just tied strings or ropes around the trees at knee length? Yeah, no, again, good point, Abby. Absolutely. There are so many things that they don't do in that show, which I'm like, not that it would solve all the problems, not like just do this and it'll be fine, but it's just like little things like that I'm like, so yeah, absolutely. Ethan, I mean, foolproof, mate. Foolproof. Hang on, in The Walking Dead, there was a zombie who was alive, hanging from a tree, and I swear the ones who OD don't come back to life. Why is that? No, they all come back to life. In The Walking Dead, everyone's infected. Do you not remember that? Oh, the ones who did OD didn't come back to life. Wait a minute. Wait a second. No, you're right. Wait. Get him on here then. Twigsy, get him on here. Bring him on, because we need him right now. We need John. Get him on here. Get him to explain it all, because I don't know. That's a very... Do you know what, Abby? I've never thought about that. That is bug. That's really annoyed me, because that has just... Hang on. Right. Okay, hi, babe. So, you know, we watched The Walking Dead. We watched, like, I don't know how many seasons of it. I think we're up to season 8, by the way. We haven't finished it yet. But we watched The Walking Dead, right? And someone just pointed out one thing that actually really is bothering me now. So, you know how everyone's infected, right? So if you die, you come back and that's it. I swear there were people in beds. I swear at some point, or we need to investigate this. There were people who would OD, who were left in their beds, who were left dead and never came back. But we weren't, yeah, I swear that was a thing. But it's ruining the show. They really did mess up. The writers messed up massively, Abby. Absolutely. Recon back. Tell me. Stop working right now. Okay, love you, bye. There we go. We'll figure this out, Abby. We'll report back tomorrow and we'll find out what the hell's going on there. That's not okay. Not okay at all. Nah, he probably wouldn't come on the stream. Why not? What, he doesn't want to share his wisdom? Selfish. John's selfish. I've decided. Twigsy, tell John from us he's selfish for not sharing his The Walking Dead wisdom with us and help us survive a zombie apocalypse. Because right now, our only conclusion is to end our lives. That's the only thing we've got right now that's solid. We need help. We need assistance here. An OG one who's lying on the floor. Hang on. Let me see if Google has something on this. Because if anywhere knows, Google knows. Let's see. 1 second. All right. The Walking Dead. Person OD does not come back. Let's see if this. Right, here we go. Warren Jones blogs. Okay. Whatever. Come on. Give us the details we want to know. The Walking Dead has condemned itself for all time. Why? That's not good. Oh no. No, there's nothing on it here. We'll have to find out, but I'm pretty sure that is a thing. So hang on. The writers did mess up. I swear there was a garage scene where they were just lying on the floor with pills near them. I'm desperately trying to think. I don't know what I mean. It might not be an episode I've seen yet, but I'm up to season 8, as you've heard. So I'm really not that. I've got a lot to catch up on. But it's because I got to a certain point in the show. I never saw Negan. I never met Negan when I first watched the series. Never met Negan, so I never got that far in. I got to where they were stuck in the train trailer and with the cannibals, and I kind of stopped. I don't know what happened. I think like relationship ended or something, so I just stopped watching it. And and so. I never saw past that. So me and my new partner, we were like, yeah, let's watch it again, but let's watch it from the beginning. So we started watching it right the way from episode 1, season 1, and we watched all the way through. So I think it is season 8 we're on now. So Negan has not been killed, but he's been stopped. And Maggie is not happy about it. Not happy about it at all. Because of course, R.I.P. Glenn. And that was brutal. And actually, what was even more brutal was how accurate it was in accordance with the comics. So when I looked at the comics, Glenn's face was identical to the way it looked in the comics, or identical, exactly the same. Brutal. That was horrific. Horrific. But yeah. John said to take over the media side of college. What? Because we have to scan our cards and technically there's an escape exit at the end of the media hallway. That's what he said about if there was an apocalypse. Oh, well, the trouble with that is the card system might stop working and all the zombies get in. Well, no, the card system wouldn't stop working. No, we just have to make sure. The only way it would stop working is if our cards lost their magnet stuff. So if we kept putting our cards next to our phone and stuff, then there's a chance that they would stop working. So that would be the only risk there. And actually, I mean, the college is a terrible. The college is a terrible place to do it because maybe the media block's all right. But I only say that because, why do I say that? There's too much glass everywhere. There's too many ways for them to get in. There's a lot of open space. There's not a really easy escape route. I mean, you say there's an escape exit around the back, but there isn't really like an easy access because all the rooms, the way they're set up, you all have to kind of meet and go through a single file. So if you get swamped from 2 directions, you're screwed. Like it's done. There's no way out. There are many lookouts there. You're absolutely right. That's true. Twigsy, also Dan, are you going soon or are you going to go for a while longer? Because I want to go get food, but I don't want to come back and you've been gone. I'm here till past, so I've got another 30 minutes. Thank you for asking. And thank you for turning up. By the way, Twigsy, thank you for being here earlier. Well done. A round of applause, babes. Good stuff. Yeah. So yeah, half an hour and I'll be done. There are many lookouts. You can go to the roof and look around. Oh, really? Okay. I know if you run out there, there's a chance you get stuck by people. Yeah. So it's a bit kind of difficult, bit of a challenge. Yes. So my partner's asked, can I listen to this in public? Is this a safe message for me to play out loud? Okay. Sorry, someone's also sending me stuff here. What? Open it. Okay. Yes. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry, pardon me. That's very rude. The canteen is a good place to start, but the thing is, that's the other thing. Again, the canteen's all the way down. There's no canteen in the media block, is there? There isn't one. I know if you run out there, yeah, then you go back to the media place. But again, that down the college area down there, I would not trust for anything. I don't think that's a great place to be because again, it's just one. There's many places to get out, but the problem is with more places to get out, there's more places to get in. You do want to make sure you have an easy exit, but make sure those exits are not also entrances, right? And again, zombies don't really care about cards. They're not going to be like, oh, I don't have legal access to the building. They're just going to smash their way through. And again, windows are a thing. So I don't really trust that building so much, to be honest with you. Again, because of the hallway and the corridor, which is very thin, and there's loads of rooms, which is great, but all of those rooms, again, become these kind of one-way in and out thing. Yes, because... I love the idea that Uber Eats is just magically still operating throughout all of this. Yeah, and then order a Domino's pizza and you're set. It's fine, isn't it? Abby, I mean, that's a dream, right? A zombie apocalypse where Uber Eats is still operating. I mean, technically, they had been operating throughout this entire pandemic. So in a way, it's not impossible. You've got a zombie apocalypse, everyone hiding out in their homes. And then there's this few people out there on their Uber Eats bikes, just like, gotta deliver this chop suey. Oh, Ethan, thanks for being here, man, and thank you for helping out with sorting out the apocalypse. There's plenty a lot to think about there, but we'll keep working on this, my guy. We'll make this happen, all right? But have a great day, dude, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, much love, buddy. Take care. That's a new TV advert. Yeah, for sure. You can fill up on food, find weapons in the kitchen. Then there's a way to get to the front easily, so you can run through there and then go in the art room on the media side. But again, you've also got to think about the trek, because the thing is, you've also got to think it's just across the road. But again, when I think about zombie apocalypse, I'm imagining they're everywhere. So it's not like, they're the front gates and they stop. They're going to be able to get past the front gates because the back gate isn't exactly very secure. So effectively, they're just going to be able to walk in. They're just going to be able to walk in. Basically, the only barriers that we have are walls. So anything outside of walls, they are going to be. So you're not just going to be able to leave the canteen and head up to the media block like it's a cozy walk on a Sunday. You're going to have to fight your way to the media block, which becomes a risk at your life every time you go from the canteen to the media block. And again, you've got to think, how much stuff do you have on you? Can you carry it? Can you move quickly? Are you going to be able to make sure you don't get grabbed by anything? All of this stuff's important. It's all going to be considered, Twigsy. So we can't think it's just an easy case. And that means planning, right? That's the plan. So again, you'd need more than one person. So we agree we can't do this alone. We need more than one person to make sure we've got, the person carrying, perhaps, then the person who's like defending and making sure that they die and keep out of the way, making sure you've got eyes front and back. This whole thing needs some tweaking, because again, if the zombies are aware that you are alive in that area, then they are going to gather in that area, which means there's going to be more of them. It's not going to be quiet or empty or dead. And also, again, because there's a canteen there, you might not be the only one who has access to that resource. Whew, it's terrifying. Yeah, exactly, Twigsy. Yeah. So actually, to be fair, that building's better. The building that the canteen is in is better, because again, you've got the stairs. We don't know how zombies do with stairs. We're not sure. They could trip up and stuff. But you've got the canteen, and then the place goes all the way up to the top, right, to the theater. And that whole what is challenging. It's hard. And then you've got the spiral staircase going down, right, which again, it's a tough thing. But that means that actually the best place to be, in a way, is actually that room at the back, like right at the back. And then you've got quick access to the canteen where it's minimal risk. Hey, Dexter. How you doing, buddy? You okay? Everything all right? You just yawn at me. Okay, then. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So actually, that's probably the best place to be. Because also there's all the stuff in the vending machines and stuff. You can lock all the doors because it's on the bottom floor. And you can get out the windows for an easy escape. There's lots of places to hide, and the zombies wouldn't know you were there. Look at you! All right, Twixie. Way to go. Where you have your classes. Okay. Did someone just say Uber Eats? Did somebody say just eat? Mind you, I think the media side will be a nightmare when you're going back to college. Why? Because that hallway, you're not going to be 2 meters apart in that corridor. Unless you lean right against the wall and turn sideways. Yeah, don't get stuck in the elevator. That's definitely not what you want, because what you don't want is to have the doors open and find out that the outside has been swamped. That'd be terrifying. And by the way, just in regards to your point about the social distancing at college, that's all been put into place. So when I go in first, I'm not really going to be allowed to work until I understand the social distancing protocol at college. So they're taking that really, really seriously. So there's going to be a lot less people in college when you go, and they're planning to figure out how they can have the students go in without it being busy. So you shouldn't have that problem with the corridors getting, having to do the 2 meters apart thing. You should be all right. Just to let you know, because they have considered that. And obviously, yeah, they're not going to be like, everyone come back, because it'll be bedlam. It'll be absolute bedlam. So yeah, don't worry. No, you wouldn't. I don't think you would. Because what's happening now is it's becoming the norm. I don't know if any of you are seeing this or experiencing this. But you're right, Twigsy. For a certain amount of time, it could be the best place to hide. And if you've got supplies, yes, absolutely. But the thing is, if you get stuck, then you're relying on someone outside to help. And that means that you've got to think about, toilet. You've got to think about lighting. You've got to think about a lot of stuff while you're in there. But at least you've got food. If you've got food, then you're technically probably all right, just. But no, you wouldn't, because again, I don't know if you're experiencing it, you guys are experiencing it, but I'm starting to get this sensation now where it's no longer a concern. Like when I go running, I just naturally avoid people. That's it. I just naturally move out of the way. And I don't mean avoid like run away, like, oh my God, nah! But just, I just get out of the way. That's it. That's what I do now. It's a natural thing. And then again, when it comes to watching TV, I'm watching anything, and anyone on TV now, I'm aware they like hug each other. Oh, parcel's here. Wait. Okay, Dexter, it was just a parcel man. It's fine, we're fine. Come on, buddy. Yeah, man. You're gonna come back and sit on my lap. Let's go say hi to everyone. Hi, everyone. The parcel man delivered me a postcard. Look at him. Do you want to say hello to everyone? Up here. Say hi. No, we don't want to. You don't want to. He doesn't care. But you're happy here, aren't you, buddy? Yes, you are. You are happy here. Boo, boo, boo. Go on, say hello to everyone. You're not really purring today, are you? Oh, okay. Thanks. Okay, there you go. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it's fine. So hang on. Think about the especially blah 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 blah. Get back, your demon child. I hope no one does that. That would be rude. back, demon, demon. Is this still a dramatic reenactment? You get stuck in the lift, or are you talking to Dad? Do you know what I mean? I don't. Seriously, Twigsy. I mean, are you okay? Is everything all right? So what you've decided then is the drama block is the best way to play. Drama block. The media block is the best place to be, right? Fair. Actually, the drama room's not bad either. As long as you didn't make a lot of noise, because I think you can be in there and actually make a lot of noise and you can't hear anything outside of that room. I'm pretty sure. I think you are a stinky boy. I think. So the theater next to the big hall, next to the sports hall. Yeah. I bet some people don't even know that's there. I bet people walk past that door all the time and be like, what is in there? And then find out it's a theater room. Yeah. Of course you slobbered on me. Of course you did. Of course you did. Yes, you did, because you don't know how to swallow, do you, buddy? He's getting so old. John says it is. The drama block, part of college where all the drama happens. Yes, indeed, where all the drama takes place. If you got beef, head down to the drama block. Just walk through the door and everyone's like, I can't believe you said that about my mum. Yeah, well, you said that about my brother. Drama block. Yeah, sure. You have a dark room with glowing red lights. That's not creepy at all. Straight out of a horror film. We love to see it. Yes. We love to see it. We love to see it, don't we, Dexter? Oh, you happy, buddy? He's a happy buddy. He's all right. I don't know why he doesn't jump up here anyway. Sometimes he does. I can sit down here outside of the live and he'll just jump in my lap and be like, yo, stroke me. What's good? And it's less okay. But now it's fine because I can do this. I'm not trying to work or do anything. So him being here is absolutely appropriate. It's absolutely fine, mister. You're okay to be here. And I'm glad that I'm warm enough that you feel like I'm home. He actually, do you know what he did over the weekend, which was the cutest thing in the world? It was actually after the live on Friday. So yeah, I was just having a day and everything was cool. And I was sat on the couch and he literally jumped on my lap and he obviously wanted to stroke me. So he rubbed his face on mine. And then he actually gave me a hug. Like he put his paws up here and was like rubbing my face and stuff. He gave me a full on hug. And I was like, Dexter, I love you too. This is the most adorable thing in the world. I can't. I felt I was a little bit teary eyed. I was like, I've never been shown this affection from an animal before. And it's the best thing. We've had such a time, haven't we, Dexter, living together for the last 3 months? We've had a time. He's not interested. He's looking out there now. So hang on, I missed a bit. You wouldn't see me hide in a dark room to hide from zombies. It's not the greatest place to be, though. You're in a dark room. You can't see what's in there. And if we've learned many things from The Walking Dead, it's that zombies can be silent until they're a meter away, and suddenly they're I licked it. So you can't trust the dark room. I was going to say you wouldn't catch me dead, but anyway, you catch me there. There you go. Yeah, that's happened to me as well, actually, at school. Hey, all right. It's been delivered. Thanks. Hooray. Yep. Okay, cool. And then I'll talk about it after work. Oh, so my partner's going to get back to me about the whole thing with The Walking Dead after work. Right now is not the time. Okay, darling, we understand. That's fine. I'll let them know. We'll finish this off tomorrow. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye. So that's fine. Done. Okay, then we'll wait till tomorrow to confirm all of these things. My partner and I will discuss this tonight. We might not discuss that tonight, to be honest, but we'll see. If we do, we'll let you know. We'll definitely let you know what we concluded from that, Abby. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I guess there is no foolproof plan, really, apart from the ultimatum that needs to be made, the decision. Okay, so no need for that. I love how we got here simply because what the hell, Abby, hang on, how did we get here? We literally just went through a whole apocalypse because why did I say anything? I was talking about Gen X or Gen Z, wasn't I? Why was I talking about that? I'm going right back to the beginning of the chat, Abby, and I'm trying to... I love it how we had a whole conversation about storms, but it went from talking about Gen Z. What on earth were we talking about? For the life of me, I cannot remember. I also remember I was supposed to be reading some of this. In fact, you know what? That's what I'm going to do because we've lost track of the zombie apocalypse narrative now. But I'm going to read some of this book. You guys chill, you relax, you can listen, have a chat, talk about Connor. I will read this book and then we'll call it a day. So here we go. Let's... Here we go. This is chapter 4. And are we going on chapter 5? Yes. Okay, this shouldn't take 15 minutes, but we will see. So I'm going to read this and then we'll call it a day, right? You continue having your little conversation, though, by all means. All right, glowing on the outside. In which we go retro. Dad gets a brand new Austin Maxi. We discover the truth behind Ready Breck and the A-Team gets a mention. We discover why being a me could upset you and we experience a life-changing car journey. Well, I know I started this, but actually I think it got derailed, so we'll just keep going. There's a term we came across recently, entropy. I don't get a kick out of academia, but I do love language. So I checked it out. It's a great word. Basically, it's a law of physics that was originally about machines. In simple terms, it states that any machine, if left alone, will lose energy. It just seeps away. Therefore, new energy has to be applied. Entropy is this new energy. Let's give you an example from 1974. My dad used to have an old Vauxhall Viva. He bought a new car, a green Austin Maxi with a vinyl roof. Nice move, Pa. And never sold the Viva. Every year it sat on the drive, rusting, losing its luster. It started out red and gradually turned pinky orange. The tires went flat. It even developed a dent in its bumper, all of its own accord. Looking back, I think it was self-harming, maybe an even cry for help. My dad's Viva was the principle of entropy in action. It wasn't going anywhere. Its energy just seeped away. It became more and more knackered. In the end, the scrap man gave my dad a $5 and away it went. Bear with me. Because entropy applies to people, there's even something called corporate entropy. Literally, organizations and teams can run out of energy. Imagine energy levels on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is dead and 10 is you on a crazed up, manic energy explosion. A lot of people seem to be at the 2, 3, or 4 end of the spectrum. Symptoms include a heavy heart on Monday, lethargy, counting down to the weekend, and using your evenings to recover from work. What if we could raise you to a 7, 8, 9 end of the spectrum? There's a series of technical terms we use for this, like alive, energetic, upbeat, and positive. The symptoms include happiness, creativity, vivacity, a strange glow on the outside, and a willingness to take opportunities. You are likely to smile more. Bizarrely, you will also invigorate the people around you. I don't feel old. I don't feel anything till noon. That's when it's time for my nap. Bob Hope. There is, of course, a fine line between this ideal state and a 10, buzzing around like a blue-arsed fly, upsetting people with your positivity. There's a Britishness thing going on here. If we're honest, people who are just too happy get on your wick. If you wake up one morning to find your house has burned down, your partner has left you, and the dog is dead, the last thing you need is someone saying, every cloud, one door closes, plenty more fish in the sea. We certainly don't want to come across all American in our evangelism for personal development. I recently read an American version of some of the material we're going to introduce to you. I won't tell you the author, but he's a very well-known expert in the field. I don't have an alarm clock, he proclaims. I have an opportunity clock. And I felt nauseous. Not in Britain, mate. There's just no way that your average Brit is going to be convinced that her 6 a.m. alarm is an opportunity to leap out of bed and attack life with gusto. This isn't California. The mornings are dark half the year and weather's often miserable. And the commute to work is hardly hassle-free. We are certainly not advocating happiness and positivity always and forever. Just a bit more often. The good news is that we are all allowed downtime. We don't want you off the happiness scale, grinning inanely at people and rejoicing at the demise of Western European economies. Just up a notch or two, or maybe even 3 or 4. Our point is startlingly simple. If you can increase your energy, you'll be more effective in this crazy millennium. My dad's Viva represents some of the people we've met over the years. Check out the following list. These are the indicators of corporate entropy. Sure signs that business energy is slipping away. Now, I think for you guys, I'll just translate this into educational entropy because it'd be the same thing. There is no longer time for celebration. Problem makers outnumber problem solvers. Teams over-communicate and under-converse. You email the person sitting next to you, for example. The pressures of day-to-day operations push aside our concern for vision and creativity. Too many people have that here we go again feeling. People speak of customers as impositions on their time rather than opportunities to serve. The focus is on surviving the week. The emphasis is on systems rather than people. So entropy leads us to a couple of lines of inquiry. Firstly, where does the energy go? And even more importantly, how can we create more of it? Remember the Ready Brek advert from the 1980s? I don't even remember that. I don't think you will. Central heating for kids was the strap line. To refresh your memory, a young fellow scrapes the last bits of Ready Brek from his bowl and develops a rather strange glow on the outside. He then dons hat and coat to go and play with his buddies in the snow. They've not had their Ready Brek and are devoid of the glow. Our chap stands out a mile. He's happier, more positive, and warmer than the rest. You can see the difference. On the energy scale, they are a 3, and he's a 9. So here we go. The Ready Brek advert was taken off the telly in 1986, shortly after the Chernobyl disaster. They deemed that the glow on the outside wasn't seen to be such a healthy image. Very sensitive of them. So this begs the question, how do we do it? How do we retain a glow on the outside when the world is so damaged or damned negative? And your work colleagues are stuck in this doom mode, or your friends, or of course, college buddies. And the weather's rubbish, and it's all repeats, game shows, cooking programs, or reality nonsense on the telly. And the Daily Mail tells us hoodies are everywhere, and they've all got knives. And work pressures are massive. Interest rates are up, and it's bad for borrowers. And the rate goes down, so the media screams, and it's bad for the savers. I suffered the ultimate insult last week. We bought a game called We Fit. Plugged it in, stood on it, and the damn thing deemed me overweight. It made my me character short and fat. Being insulted by a stranger is bad enough. But my TV? It seems society is deliberately forcing us into a negative state. It's like being cornered by a pack of rabid dogs. So where's the good news? And the success stories? The sunshine? And the non-hoodie teenagers? Shall we let you into a secret? It's all out there. We just don't focus on it. The media likes to keep it a secret, and we've become conditioned to look at the negative side of things. And, as we'll see in a later chapter, you get what you focus on. The result is that we sometimes manage to fight off the rabid dogs of doom and achieve brilliance in spurts. We can feel great sometimes. We call these at times Saturdays. But hark, I hear barking. The frothy mouth beasts are back. Brilliance seems impossible to sustain. Thank you, Abby. Yes, and obviously, we've got not long left and we'll be shutting down. So I love the way you're jumping at that. Thank you. The media likes to keep it a secret. Oh, yeah, sorry. Nothing travels faster than the speed of light, with the possible exception of bad news, which obeys its own special laws. Before we start in earnest, let's think back to our early years. You see, when we are born, when we enter this world for the first time, we are perfect. When Andy W. was little, he remembers running around like a crazy fool into everything. Thinking about it, not much has changed. If his ma didn't keep a close eye on him, he was off exploring, curious about his surroundings. He was constantly excited. Nicely done. Yes, indeed, Abby. You sent that so quickly. It arrived before you sent it. Perfect stuff. He was constantly excited, wanted to do new things, meet new friends, play, laugh, and make most of his life. He was curious. He didn't think about what he was doing. He just did it. And he recalls one of his earliest memories, watching the Lombard car rally on television. And that was it. He was going to be a famous rally driver, the best in the world. There was no question of whether it was possible. He had decided it was meant to be. And also, very good, Twigsy. Exactly. Call it how you see it, for sure. Can you play the ukulele? I can't play ukulele. It'd be fun, though. That is, of course, until he saw the 18 for the first time and decided he was going to get some friends together and drive around in a black van helping those in need, protecting the innocent from bad guys. And he remembers his mum telling him they were going to Spain on holiday. I ain't getting no plane, was his razor-sharp reply. Yes, sirree, he beams, on the run for a crime I didn't commit. That was the life for me. As adults, we have possibly lost touch with one of the greatest gifts we have, the gift of curiosity. Have you noticed that children can get really curious about anything? They can watch a beetle crawling on the ground for what seems like an age, totally involved in what they're doing, observing its every movement, wondering what will happen next. And then they flip it over on its back and watch it kick its legs in the air as another significant chunk of time passes. I used to love Christmas. I would start getting excited and curious about what Santa would be bringing me, probably around August time. My dad would always tell me I'd be getting coal and an orange, or if I was lucky, a piece of wood and a penknife, so I could whittle myself a canoe. It didn't really matter what opened on Christmas Day. It was always a feeling of excitement and curiosity. Here's an interesting thought for you. When was the last time you couldn't sleep for excitement? Or the last time you stopped to smell some flowers? Or the last time you got up especially early to take a walk at sunrise? Or the last time you deliberately splashed in a puddle? We know that children have amazing imaginations. Why does it get duller as we get older? Why do the majority of people stop dreaming and lose touch with their childlike ability? Maybe it gets hammered out of us, or we get knocked back, or we read the Daily Mail and are indoctrinated into the belief that the end of the world is nigh. We now have BBC News 24, so we can have bad news piped to us around the clock. Or the reality of mortgage, career, and kids means we haven't got time to dream. One possible contributing factor is the massive unconscious influence our parents have over us as we are growing up. And teachers are constantly drilling into us to work hard, get a good job, and to stop living in a fairy tale world, repeating the message in one form or another that life isn't easy. They've probably got it point. I'm sure life isn't meant to be fun all the time. That leads us to a few questions. You know, you're not wrong about the rubber duck thing. It could be actually. I'm trying to. Yeah. I'm seeing it now. Rubber duck. Yeah. Oh God, you can't unsee it anymore, can you? My God. Well played. So a few questions. What is life supposed to be then? Why are we here? What's the point in having a great imagination? What is the secret to life? How do I make sure I don't waste it? What is success? Why does sour cream have a sell-by date? If toast always lands butter side down and cats always land on their feet, what happens if you strap toast onto the back of a cat and drop it? Andy and I ponder these kinds of questions. In fact, people have often called us a right pair of ponderers, or something similar at least. The point we're making is that as children, we do listen and are constantly taking in what people, especially adults, are telling us. We're like sponges. Interesting thought. If you remove all the world's sponges from the ocean, would the sea level rise? Ridiculous. We tend to copy what they do. We learn our thinking and behaviors from the closest to us. Learning comes naturally. Andy W. has a little girl, Olivia, who is 9 years old. In Andy's words, the light of my life, the joy of my heart, the inspiration of my soul, and more often than not, the pain in my behind. I always remember a conversation we had. It took place when she was no older than 4. Traveling back from my parents in Morecambe on the M1 just north of Sheffield. That's a nice run in the car. You should do it one Saturday. It went like this. Olivia, Father, darling. She's very well spoken for someone born in Mansfield. Andy, what? I'm not very well spoken for someone born in Morecambe. I replied, whilst noticing her in the rearview mirror, looking out of the back window towards the sky. Olivia, did God create the sky, Daddy? She asked with a real look of curiosity in her face. Andy, yes, God created the sky. Nodding wisely, but not entirely convinced, trying to reconcile the whole Old Testament with the Big Bang conundrum. Olivia, can I create the sky, Daddy? She replied as quick as a flash. Andy, chuckling knowingly, probably not, sweetheart. Olivia, did God create the birds, Daddy? She asked, still looking out the window. Andy, yes, darling, God probably did create the birds. Olivia, can I create the birds? Andy, probably not. We went back and forth, mountains, oceans, grass. She would ask me whether God created them, and I had to inform her that yes, he did, and that she couldn't. All the time she was looking more and more confused about the fact that God created all these wonderful things and she couldn't. I was thinking, where the heck has this conversation come from? And probably more importantly, where was it leading? Olivia paused for a minute and I breathed a sigh of relief. Maybe she'll change the subject, I hoped. It was then that she posed her killer question. Olivia, why, Daddy? Why can God create those things and I can't? I thought long and hard as I didn't want to give her a standard adult response, such as, just because, or even worse, go and ask your mum. I came up with something that I'm proud of to this day. Andy, sweetheart, God created all those things so you don't have to. They are already here for you to enjoy, so you can focus on what it is you want to achieve with your life. Have that! quite a heavy answer for a 4-year-old. Yet I have always thought you should speak to children as real as possible. Olivia, can God do a handstand? Insanity is hereditary. You can get it from your children. Amazing. And there it is. Oh, look at that with 1 minute to go. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Didn't mean to drop the book so heavily. That concludes this episode of Dance Den Live. Wonderful. Thank you so much for listening, all. I'm just going to, let me just pick that up, put you down, move the microphone closer to me, and then I can stab it. Right. And then I can do the bit. Also, don't be caught up in there. So, thank you very much for watching. I will indeed be here tomorrow. And I'm just going to also join the hashtag, not part of the peak, because we will not be doing that. And throw down our dabs and elbow cuffs and whatever you want to call it, our rubber duckies. Boom. And this has been an honor. Thank you for helping us all save the world from the zombie apocalypse. Thank you for discussing storms. And thank you for talking about how this conversation around Gen X, Y, and Z very much is space talk. It's very odd. But I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for being here. Much love. Take care. And goodbye. Mwah. See you tomorrow. Later.